me about breaking no records. Don't ask me about breaking no records, because I already know where you're going with this. Because they ask the same, they ask the same thing over and over. We take one step at a time. We take one fight at a time. Once we reach, we only hope for the best. Right. Once we reach 49, we know, that's what it is.
Oh, he goes out.
No.
Okay. Well, I want you to do.
Listen, Marciano. Listen. Congratulations to Marciano, what he did in the sport of boxing. I have nothing against the guy. Right. He's one of the guys that paved the way, for me to be where I'm at. And, like I said before, I'm never gonna get my credit that I'm due. Like I can't say I didn't fight in those guys' era. I'm in a total different era to where it takes 6 months to build a pay-per-view fight. Right. Whereas then you got the guys fighting once a month. You got guys fighting some guys, 4 and 5 times. This is a different era. I feel like in my era, only thing I want to do is continue to beat the best that's put in front of me in my era. That's the only thing I can do.
Okay, thanks.
Why do you still feel like you're not getting the credit you deserve?
I can care less if I do or if I don't. I can care less.
Well, why do you think you're not?
I can care less. I'm sorry.
Well, you mentioned.
Oh yeah, I'm saying, of course. I just feel like, no different from like, when I look at Ali's career, and I truly believe that he was a remarkable fighter, truly unbelievable, and then I feel that he stood for a strong cause in this, in this era, which took him to a very high level. But when he was at the top of his game, he was beating every fighter. They talked very, very bad about him. They was talking very, very bad about him. Then once the man can barely talk, can barely walk, and can barely write, people want to praise him then. I feel like if I got to basically, because I feel like it's nothing cool about taking punishment. There's nothing cool about taking punishment. I feel what's so great about my career is that I was able to dominate for so long, and it's not my fault that I'm able to make A and B level fighters, because this is what they rate these fighters. A and B level fighters, I'm able to make them look like D level fighters. That's not my fault. Like I said before, there's a difference between being talented and God gifted. And so don't praise me, when I'm an old man, I can barely walk. But like I said before, I'm going to be able to walk and talk and be strong when I'm older, because one thing about Floyd Mayweather, I'm not going out there to take no punishment. It's not cool with taking punishment. That's not cool. What's cool is to be able to come to the sport, and change the sport, and help the sport become a better sport for the young fighters that's up and coming, that comes behind me, years and years behind me also.
Floyd, will your camp be the same as it was for Guerrero? Will your dad and Roger split the duties, and then on fight night will your dad be in the corner and Roger take a secondary role?
Well, it's really not splitting the duties. My dad is my trainer. Of course, I feel like if I'm in a position to work with two of the best trainers in the world, why not?
Is Roger's health going to be good enough?
I truly believe so. I feel like we're in a position to make sure he get the best health. The best health care. So why not? Everything's been working right thus far. So we'll continue to go out there and do what we do.
The reason I ask, because it worked out so well in the Guerrero fight, having your dad as your head guy and Roger, as your support person.
Mm-hmm.
Is it getting tougher and tougher for you to find opponents that can make these kinds of events and make them interesting?
Well, it's really not that. I'm just, and I got to commend just Leonard and Al and Richard. They do a tremendous job. When I say a tremendous job, as far as, I feel like we look at things as long term. Mm-hmm. When I say long term, as far as, okay, we see a young kid that's, he's a good puncher. He's a solid boxer, and he already has a pretty solid fan base, and he has a country behind him. So we take this guy and say, you know what? we'll put him on the undercard of the biggest guy in the sport. They're right by each other anyway. And the ultimate goal is to build this kid to a level so, you know, those two can fight and, of course, do crazy numbers. Of course, that's the ultimate goal. It's just business. I understand business, and I think it was a brilliant game plan. I think it was a brilliant game plan.
Is there somebody out there, and I think most people are thinking maybe Adrian Broner is like a guy that maybe down the line builds up to that point. Is there someone else out there that you've got to sort of identify and look at?
I think Adrian
does Broner fit into that category?
I think, you know, I look at, like I said before, you know, I look at Adrian Broner like Daniel's son. And, you know, I'm Mr. Miyagi, and I tell, you know, we never seen Daniel's son try to go against Mr. Miyagi. So, and was, you know, I'm proud of Adrian Broner's victory. You know, it's a lot of things he still have to learn. It's a lot of things he still have to learn. I mean, I think me personally, I feel that he should have got the knockout the other day. You know, and I'm gonna continue to support him. And he was flat-footed, and I just feel like with my career, you know, a lot of times they try to compare the two, which, you know, I love the kid. But you got to realize, let's look at my career before we get to talking about, you know, I already fought a guy that was so crafty, Engineer Hernandez, at 21 years old. Yeah. And I feel like in the sport of boxing now, a lot of these guys are fighting guys that's hand-picked, which I understand because this is a business also. And you also have to look at longevity. Yeah. And so, you know, Corrales, Castillo, and, you know, I feel like you fighting a guy like Paul, and Paul Marginale is like I said, he beat all odds. For a guy not to be a big puncher and to become a two-time world champion says a lot about Paulie. Says a lot about Paulie. So I'm proud of him, and his commentating is unbelievable. And like I said before, I'm proud of him. And Golden Boy, they done a hell of a job with their company. And you know, only thing, like I said before, we're just a company we're a small company, and our ultimate goal is to become, you know, huge someday. But it's good that we can work hand in hand with Golden Boy, and you know, it's not like it was, you know, in the past where we're not like Bob Arum and you know, Bob Arum and Don King, to where we can't get along. We travel, you know. My sons love Richard's sons, and Rich is a great guy. I mean, we travel together, and let them, they get along. They can go have dinner, talk, and communicate. And I feel that's how business should go.
Well, you were talking earlier about cleaning up the sport.